I'm gonna angle it down a little bit. Always have it so high. There we go.
Okay,
is it on?
Let's see. You're good.
Okay. Hello.
Hello. Let's double check here. Yes.
Is it working?
Yep.
Okay. Welcome back, you guys.
Let me see if I can get that bar.
Out of there. No, go for it. Do your thing. So, Mark is still here. For those of you who were at our last live, he was supposed to be in Bend about now, but the place that he's training at is having him stay another week. So he's in Albany still.
There we go.
Doing some training. Oh, good job. Wow.
Thanks.
And what about the black on the sides?
Yeah, let me see.
So, yeah. So Mark's still here, which is nice. Next week I have no idea what we're going to do because he'll be in Bend. And I don't know where I'll be. We'll see. Maybe I'll be in Bend too. Maybe we'll do it from there. Ooh, that'll be fun. We just got done this morning. We got to sleep in a little bit, and then we went to our buddies who we love so much in Dallas. They own a gym called Shred City, and we went to work out with them today. And Jared, he put us through a workout that is not my typical workout, and I already know I'm going to be feeling it tomorrow. What is it? It was like we started with deadlifts, and then what? Hang? Something
sorry,
hang.
I'm doing all this stuff.
No, that's okay. Do your thing. Something hang, when you just bring it up to here and then back down. And then we went into cleans, and then we did the full, I don't know, a lot of stuff with bars. I have blisters. I don't know if you can see the bubbles on my hands. Right there, and here, and there. Yeah, so my traps, my legs, everything's gonna be sore tomorrow. Let's see.
I think it just made it worse.
Did it? What about the bar?
I'm not gonna worry about this right now. I need to get back to normal.
Still learning. I don't understand it.
Yeah. Let's see.
Boom.
Let's see if that works.
Okay.
Let's check.
Good enough.
Think so?
Oh gosh, we did make it worse.
Yes.
Oh, good thing we only have... Try that. Bear with us.
Okay. There we go. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it.
Okay.
I really don't care that much
Good
about
call.
the sides, so.
Good call.
Yeah, so today we went to Shred City Fit. Shout out to Shred City Fit in Dallas. We did, it was a 5x5. We did, let's see, started with deadlifts, and then we did high pulls. So essentially, you start with the barbell at your thighs, and you're going into you're going to a hinge, so you're bending your hips, and then you are driving onto your toes and explosion with your traps, getting it high, just getting ready for that movement. So that's both parts. So you have the deadlift, then you have the initial powerful extension. And so the next one is hang clean. So again, bars hanging, you load it up a little bit more. You get into that slight bend at the hips, and then you drive with extension, and then you get underneath it. So it's like, again, it's part of the movement. And then the last part was
a full clean.
Power clean. So you start from the very bottom, you do the deadlift, drive into extension, dive under the bar into as far as a squat as you want to go. So you can go, I went into a full squat, ass to grass. And then some people just went like, 5, 10 or 15 degrees down.
I think most people went pretty far down.
Yeah, so generally if you're lifting a ton of weight, you're going to have to go all the way down, and then you just do the initial front squat to get back up. And then if you're doing a press, you get underneath that.
Yeah.
So
that's what we did today. And then we did jump ropes. I, for the first time, was able to do a double under with a jump rope, and I was so excited. And then single leg pistol squats and what are the kettlebell Russian swings?
Russian swings.
Yeah.
Yep. So do you know the difference between American and Russian?
No.
So Russians are, you're going up like maybe 3/4 of that arch and then coming back down. Americans, I believe you are, how does it go? Are you going, I think you're going like all the way up.
So it's a snatch?
No, how does that work? How does it work? So Russians, and then what is the American version of it? Yeah, because that would be a snatch, huh?
Yeah.
Shoot. I'll have to look that up. I used to know the difference.
So that was the workout we did today.
Oh, that's going to bother me. Anyways, okay. Yeah. So that was good. It was definitely out of our norm.
I feel like you're pretty good at that stuff. Like you knew.
I try to incorporate that stuff, but I am by no means an expert in Olympic lifting. I think it takes years to master those movements, and you'd have to break it down segmentally first, getting the mobility in your body and the flexibility, and then creating that foundation of each movement, breaking it down. So starting with what does it take, like we did today, a deadlift, a high pull, a hang clean, a power clean, and then just adding on. But I would spend, I would want to spend 6 months to a year just learning that process, mastering each movement. The one qualm I have with CrossFitting is people tend to jump into it too soon. If there's, I don't want to throw everyone into a basket because there are great coaches out there,
right?
Including Jared. But a lot of CrossFit places, they throw people in. They say, do as many as you can do in this much time, and that's when people get hurt, and that's when they come see me. So it's good. It's bittersweet.
It's what do they call that? Work?
Silver lining?
No. It's like it keeps you in work. What is it? Job?
Oh.
What is the word I'm looking for?
Job security?
Yeah, job security.
Yeah, I get. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it to be that way, but
I'm much more of an explosive. Like I love squat jumps. I love high intensity interval training. I love sprints. Like that's just. But it was really fun to try something a little bit outside my comfort zone. A little bit something really
good.
Different for me.
I think what you're seeing now is what you see developing as an athlete as a whole, or what I guess you could call it a fad, is a more well-rounded athlete. So rather than segmental kind of clicks in each fitness realm, so you have the bodybuilding, you have the CrossFitting, you have the marathon runners, you have the HIIT, Orange Theory. You're starting to see people who want a little bit of taste of everything. Yeah. So you're not honing like a specific type of athlete. You're getting an athlete who's well-rounded.
Right.
And those, especially if you look on YouTube, those guys are becoming really popular. The guys that, can bench or squat a bunch of weight, but then they're running, half marathons and full marathons, which I think is incredible.
It is incredible. As long as their hearts don't explode. Because your muscles can be, like, being healthy on the outside is different from being healthy on the inside, too. Like, some people, like, you hear of people who are, like, ultra marathon runners who just fall down dead from a heart attack or stroke or whatever else because not taking care of their arteries.
Yeah.
That's a whole other conversation.
It's a whole other conversation.
It's a whole other bed.
Hey, Mike, happy birthday. Love power cleans, bucking bales.
Yeah. Okay, that's actually a really good point because when I got home, I was asking Mark, I was like, I just really like things. I like movements to do that make sense with my everyday life. And I was like, I just don't feel like I pick up anything like that very often. So I don't focus on like that kind of movement, especially with heavy weight. Like I'll focus on goblet squats, because if I pick up something heavy from the ground, I'll like want to engage my core and like use my legs to bring it up. But yeah, bucking bales. That's a really good one, actually. And
then, Mike, you played football at, high level. So that's a staple in any explosive
Sport.
athletic sport. So if you go into a men's training room, I mean, you'll see a line of power clean platforms because that's what they do.
But not women's. We just learned that recently, huh?
Yeah, did you hear about that?
Yes. Did we talk about this?
No, I was listening to NPR.
Wasn't it the women's basketball team?
They had one rack of weights, and then the men's was because it has to do with the March Madness stuff.
And the excuse was they don't have the space for it. But then that lady, the girl who took the initial video, took a video of all the space that they had available.
Let's talk about this for a second.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this is a hot topic right now.
Okay.
So my argument is it comes down to money, right? So for better or for worse, men's sports produces a lot of money. Like when we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars, where I don't know the exact numbers, but women's is probably a small fraction of that. Professional soccer aside.
Right.
For a large majority. So, because men's sports produces that much more money, shouldn't they get better facilities?
No.
Okay.
So, and I think...
Hey, look. What's up, Jonathan?
What's up, Jonathan? Welcome to our humble abode. We're talking about controversy. I think that those teams bring in, they even said they have the money for it, they don't have the space. So here's my thing. They can either share a space and just be like, this is the women's on these days and the men on these days.
Yeah.
Why can't they both use it? Or, I mean, it's really for teams, they pay so, or is it college?
Yeah.
You can find the money easily. I don't think it's fair to say, because people go to female sports events as well. Maybe it shouldn't be that the money that the one team pulls in is all that they have. I don't know. I just don't think that's a rack of dumbbells. They can pay for more than that.
So here's the thing. I was watching on Netflix. They were talking about Operation Varsity Blues.
Yeah.
Where all these rich parents were paying colleges behind the table to get their kids. Anyways, they were saying they were talking about Stanford sailing and how essentially it doesn't make any money. It's in the red essentially for them.
Right.
I can imagine it's very similar for many of the ladies' sports. So what incentive does the college have to invest more money if they're already losing money? You know what I mean?
In the female sports?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
a good question. So on a business standpoint, you're saying that female sports don't make sense.
That's exactly. I mean, it comes down to
business. But then you could argue that money isn't being invested because, with any business, when you invest money into something, you get more in return.
Yeah.
So if you put in that argument of okay, they're not being invested into, and so there's not any more drive to go see them. Because if we flipped worlds and we were okay, we're going to put more into females are going to get better times, females are going to get better equipment, females are going to get better jersey, whatever, broadcasting, everything, then would it shift?
So Jonathan said, I think it's not fair for different sports to track plays get even less. Yeah. I'm sure
football is even bigger.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I'm a proponent of female rights in sports, but I think, like most things, healthcare, sports, you name it, politics, it's business. So
are you saying that they should leave the female gym as those racks of weights?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that for everybody.
I'm playing devil's advocate right now.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that it's business. NCAA sports is a business. And what makes money, they're going to reinvest it. Right. To make themselves even more money. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious with what Jonathan said, track not getting as much and football, and I'm sure football is even bigger. Do you mean that females in track and football get less? Is that what you're talking about? Besides, or no, track compared to basketball? He's talking about sports in general. So I was talking about how sailing is in the red. So he's probably saying like track.
Oh, got you.
Players get even get even less. So
got you.
Yeah, it's like football, baseball, basketball. Those are the big ones that make the colleges the most money. So Mike was, people don't go to female sports as much as men's, except USA Soccer. Football brings in about 80% of athletic budget. Yeah,
I believe that.
Absolutely.
I believe that too. And then there's football is just one of those things where it is a male sport at the moment, right? There's not like a female football league across the nation. Like that's just not a thing right now. And so, yeah, they're going to bring in a huge part of the budget because the football is a part of American culture. Like that's like football to Europeans, you know, like it's the equivalent. So yeah, they're going to bring in most of the money.
For sure.
That makes sense.
Jonathan, do females lift as much as men? Do they need as much? I don't know. That's fair.
No, that's not fair.
Have you seen some CrossFitters though? Maybe some WWF?
Yeah, because and here's the thing, Jonathan, is you can't do a blanket statement. That's because I know a female CrossFit coach who could kick Mark's ass. Like she's just freaking jacked. So there are some females who are stronger than some men, and there's some men who are stronger than some females. Like you can't really. I will say yes, males genetically have more inclination to go hunt, right? Like they have more inclination, like they build a lot more muscle mass, whereas females are more to reproduce. We need to build more fat. We need to have that protective measure. And so I don't think that has anything to do with the amount of equipment that someone should have though, because I can do a freaking, what did we do today? I can do a deadlift and a power clean, not well, but I learned today. And if they can do the same movements, they should deserve the same equipment. Let's see.
So Mike, women use weight room as much as men, doesn't matter about size. So exactly what you said,
right?
Which I agree with.
Thank you, Dad.
I'm asking because I don't know. I just know my wife and I use different stuff at the gym. Yeah, absolutely. Totally. But yeah, I mean, it comes down to what the sport is. So they're going to work on, explosive movements, strengthening for specific to the sport.
Right. So like male or female basketball players, they're hopefully, if they all have good trainers, they're all going to work on very similar movements, no matter if they're male or female.
Yeah.
But
it all comes back down to the money. Follow the money, right?
Yeah.
So.
But I still am holding that argument about investing, because if you invest in your future by putting money in towards things, because like Jonathan with your business, you put more money into like buying your own sticker maker that's going to cost you a lot of money right now, but then it comes back in return. I think.
Tell me where you would invest your first $100 million in women's college sports.
Oh, own broadcasting.
Okay. So like its own like ESPNW station?
Yes. Not even just its own thing.
And it's purely all women's ladies sports.
It doesn't have to be, but maybe the female sports get the times that the other broadcasting station has, because timing is a big thing too. Like female sports are way early in the day, where like not a lot of people watch, and then the main events are always the time that everybody wants to watch it.
So they think they do have specific, like for the Pac-12 station and stuff. They have primetime, like female sports, but it's not on primetime channels. So it's not on like heavily marketed ESPN.
Right.
It's on like channel 1000, blah, blah, blah,
right.
Pac-12.
Exactly.
Blah, blah. So you're saying you put it on like a primetime, like channel 4.
Give it the
10.
same. Because if you were to put. I mean, and I totally get the thing about, like, people think that male sports are more exciting, or they're able to run faster or dribble harder or whatever, like fight more. I don't know. Actually, girls are pretty... Ooh, that brings me to another point. I feel like female sports, especially soccer, like, I feel like they don't play the poor me card as much as guys. Like, soccer, That's true. Like, they touch them and they're like, oh my God, my knee. And then females are like... taking out their earrings ready to punch somebody.
So Jonathan brought up a good point. What about snowboarding, men versus female?
Oh, I'm going to throw that back on you. What do you think snowboarding, men versus female?
From like watching...
I'm actually really curious what you think.
Watching X Games, I don't know the statistics, but I feel like they broadcast evenly the female and the male side. I don't know what...
With what? Sorry, I missed that part.
So let's say a snowboarding slope style or something.
Okay.
So I feel like they broadcast the male and the female snowboarding evenly. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the YouTube ratings are for the replays, but
I don't know.
I feel like they're pretty even with both those. I don't know.
Snowboarding is kind of difficult because it is a sport that was... I mean, actually, you could say this about a lot of sports, but it is a sport that was heavily trafficked by male competitors first. And then females have been like, oh, like, we can do this too. Like, Jamie Anderson, like, she's not that old. She's like 32, 30? Something like that. She's really young. And, like, she was kind of one of the first females to kind of be like, hey, look, I can also...
That was cool that she competed in Knuckle Huck.
Right. Like, well, it's just, I think females are so young in the sports timeline, too. So, like, there are females who are being able to do sports that males started with. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah. Where are we?
So Mike was buying TV time, basic TV.
I'm going to invest in influencers.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Tell me about that.
I think that's a good idea, Jonathan, just because you have an entire generation, or millennials and the generation after who are so invested in social media, and they're on it like, I don't know what the statistics, like 20 times a day. So seeing those people that keep popping up on their feed that are pro-female sports, I think that would be huge. Especially for female snow sports.
I'm curious what, Jonathan, your mindset is on investing it in influencers and, like, what that would bring to the table. Like, because I know what I would think of it, but I'm just curious to hear from someone who's actually doing it. Like, what could you see? What could you get from investing in influencers?
So I think actually Gary Vee talks about this is the new commodity right now is attention. So
you're buying people's attention.
This is exactly what we're talking about. Is it comes down to how much money are you willing to pay for someone's attention, and our attention spans keep getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So Mike, TV are ruthless in any sport. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, people are paying, millions of dollars for a 30-second commercial in the Super Bowl because they have attention of, 50 million eyes at once.
So true.
So non-muscle sports, they should compete against each other.
Non-muscle sports, they should... Oh, male and female should compete against each other?
That's not a bad idea.
What is a non... That would be amazing,
let's say a snowboarding event. Let's say a slope-style snowboarding event. It's all the same.
I agree.
So, which I could see maybe in the future of having an open event where people can decide whether they want to compete.
I agree with that, because if you win a medal, it's like, oh, she won the women's medal. Like, if I was a female competing in snowboarding, I would want to win the medal I deserve against the people I'm going against, not just the women's, because that's kind of like an automatic. And I think it makes women strive for more. I think the fact that it's just like an automatic cap. I think if you go against the men, you strive to be better than the men. Yeah. And I think that's really what it takes.
Yeah. So, Jonathan, I think the risk matters. Flipping 4 times is super dangerous, but does that matter for pay? I think prize money should be the same, but sponsorships should be off popularity. Yeah, I think that is huge. And the perfect example is the women's soccer.
Oh, totally.
Versus men's soccer.
Let's go on that for a second. Really quick. Women's USA team went to the Olympics.
They won gold. Yeah,
they won, so they got into the Olympics. The men's soccer team didn't even get in to the Olympics because, to be fair, like, the men's soccer team all over the world is just, like, ridiculous. Yeah. Whereas the female soccer teams, they're not as invested into in other places. Developed.
Yeah.
And so our ladies are amazing, and they won gold in the Olympics, and the guys didn't even get into it. But when they asked to get paid more, or at least equal to the guys, they were declined. And to me, like, that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think there's a huge following with that argument. It doesn't make sense.
Like the popularity thing, like the female soccer team is way more popular. Way more popular because of all this that has occurred, though. Okay.
Thanks for joining us, Jonathan. Really appreciate the support, man.
Yeah, thanks for popping in.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk soon.
All right, who else is here? Bowling, balling. Yeah. In bowling, do male and females go against each other? I don't know that. You answer UFC?
Actually, I don't know. Bowling, cue ball, snowboarding. Maybe he means combining those, they're like non-contact sports.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if females and males do compete against each other.
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so. Yeah.
That's crazy. Girls are ruthless. Yes, they are.
Yeah. UFC fighters with the title of weight class, they don't say male or female. Oh, okay. I didn't know. Yeah, I guess you're right, huh?
See, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, why make that difference? I don't know.
Yeah. I think, what's her face?
Rosa?
No, the UFC, the female UFC fighter that's like dominating. What's her name? Mike knows. But she had a fight a couple weeks ago that it was a joke. She should move up to...
Men's?
Yeah.
Who is this?
She's Brazilian. What's her name?
I don't know. USA Soccer is the only women's sport to surpass men. Yes. But why?
It's the only women's sport to surpass men.
But why? I'm curious.
Women and men do not compete in pros.
For bowling.
Gotcha.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
That was a nice rant.
It was a nice rant. I mean, this is the question. This is the hot topic right now. I feel like this is as equal as religion and abortion, and people are so...
Male versus female?
Yeah, just like,
Equality?
I mean, in sports. And,
in sports, yeah. And
people are so passionate about sports.
Think about, so we're reading two separate books. Mine is on mindset. Mark's is on, what is it? The Magic of Thinking Big. And like, think about your book. Like, there's so many times in your book and like in mine as well that talk about just thinking you can do something, setting it into fruition? What's the word? Setting it into motion, like thinking it into existence, basically. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, that is arguably one of the strongest ways of training, ways of getting better at something, ways of succeeding.
What are you referring to right now?
What I'm getting at is when male and female are in two different categories, like if they were together, like if male and females competed against each other, females would have to step up and compete at their own. Whereas in the female category, it's like, okay, I just have to beat the best female.
I am all for your argument, but I think there's disillusion there. I'm sorry. I mean, Mike just said it. Yeah, Andrada, the fighter I was talking about, she would get killed against top-level men. So
No. I'm talking about non-contact, non-muscle. I'm still talking about snowboarding, bowling.
I mean, you already talked about how there is a biological difference between a man
Totally,
and
but like
speed,
I said,
power,
there
strength.
are females these days doing tricks that men started, like found for the first time.
I don't think anyone's stopping a female from joining a men's. Look at Jamie Anderson. She was the only female in all men's category.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I agree with you, but I think there's definitely a limit. You know, I'm never going to join the NBA as much as I dream and say to myself that I'm going to dunk
be in the NBA.
And I'm going to clap in front of LeBron's face like that 5'4" kid did. Like, or with Zion, like, it's not going to happen. But
I don't believe that.
I think there are other ways around it.
I don't believe that. I think there are women who can beat men in certain sports.
Like what?
Cross-country skiing. Literally anything that's not fighting or like...
Okay.
Hi, everyone. What's up, Max? Cat my man.
Cat my man.
We just missed a very hot debate.
You can tell Sarah is she's worked up.
And I think Dad would, Mike Weber, I think he would be able to attest to this. Like, I felt like I was raised in play with the guys, beat the guys, work hard with the, like, there should be no difference. Like, I was never like, oh, you're a girl, you can't do that.
That's then Mike just said it, they should compete where possible. So I don't think there's any sport that would limit a woman from wanting to join the ranks. But if they're trying to win and be the best currently, I think they want to compete against other ladies who are similar in their level. But I don't think anyone's stopping them from doing that.
You don't think so?
I don't think so at all.
And just snowboarding?
Any sport.
I don't know. Dad said the pro bowling was women versus, they couldn't compete against each other.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then, yeah. I don't want to get too far into it. Anyways, yeah, it was a good conversation. It's intense, and you could talk about the pros and cons all day.
Yeah.
But anyways,
it's ever evolving.
It is.
And like true, like that's proof of it is with the females U.S. soccer team. Like I think they really are part of the evolution of that.
Yeah.
What else?
When is it officially spring? I'm curious.
I think it just was.
Seriously?
Yeah, let me look. I think it was like literally yesterday.
Running and cross-country skiing are muscle sports but could still compete, just not as likely to win. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it was the 20th, literally yesterday.
It's officially spring?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Isn't that funny?
We're out of winter.
So here's...
That's crazy.
Something. So as a lot of you guys know, we're moving to Bend soon, and Bend is a high desert, not a ton of floral, not a ton of grass, just not a ton of green. It's a lot of brown. And where we're at right now is in the valley where it's raining all the time and green all the time and very, very, very just every season. You know, we get every season. And spring is the best season in the valley. And I'm actually pretty sad that we're leaving right as spring begins. So sad. Because everything's starting to bloom and the grass is getting so green. And when the sky's blue, it's just like, it's so pretty.
I bet it's going to be a nice spring, too.
Oh, it's going to be gorgeous. Kevin Mann says, what did you guys talk about?
Oh, man, we talked about a lot. Hot topic. We talked about, I think it started with the recent basketball March Madness. They were talking about how the female basketball squad only has like one small rack of weights and the male has like this state-of-the-art gym facility and the difference in disparity there. So we were talking to that, went down a rabbit hole about a bunch of things, and you should watch it later. It's interesting. So but so it's officially spring. I hope I actually get to go up to the mountain again. I haven't been in a week or two, a week and a half.
I'm going up Wednesday.
Are you?
Yep.
Oh man, I'd like to get some spring snowboarding in.
You will.
Yeah, it's just been so busy here.
Yeah.
But
what else? Mark just finished his third knee series.
Oh yeah, check that out tomorrow. We talk about ACL tear rehab and meniscus tear rehab. So I dove into kind of the exercises you can do to get started, healing timelines, things you should look out for in your health professional, concerns, anything like that. So check that out. It's very interesting. It's a bit long, but if this is something you're interested in, there's a ton of information.
Especially if you've had knee injuries yourselves.
Yeah.
Especially those two. They're actually very common.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I did them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice job, babe.
Thanks. What else? We talked about shoes last week.
Yep.
So we're still looking into those. How are your new Ultras this week?
I like them.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do.
Are they broken in?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Catman Man says, you guys should start snowboarding when you guys have moved to more
sandboarding.
Oh, sandboarding.
I've actually sandboarded before.
I did not get any speed when I did it.
Yeah, I felt like I went down. It was intimidating initially, but then you're going down. It's not the same as snowboarding, but it's fun.
Have you done it?
As long as you have someone to drive you back up the dune.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
Do you do it, Catman? I don't remember. Have you been sandboarding?
This one time, my dad and I went to the dunes, and we rented a buggy randomly. And we had no experience doing this before, being at the dunes. And they were like, do you want to rent some goggles? And we're like, nah. My dad was like, nah, we don't need them.
Oh, no.
So I had the buggy, he had the four-wheeler, and we're going, and then we realized, like, fast as the sand is pelting you in the face, and it's getting your eyes, and, like, yeah, this is awful.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, I haven't done it. Would love to try it. Yeah, I did it one time, and it wasn't, like Mark said.
Depends on the size of the dunes. I did it in Peru. And we got on top of the dune, and I was looking down, and I was like, oh.
Was it really steep?
It was really steep.
Oh, wow.
But they used a snowboard. But just, I didn't go that fast.
I think they're made differently, snowboards and sandboards. I don't think that's
equivalent.
Do they
have sandboards?
Yeah, they do. That's like a legit sport.
Have you seen the, what's that skier? It's like a French skier. He made an Audi commercial where he's just skiing through weird terrain. I don't know if it's actually real. Have you seen that?
No idea.
Oh, we should watch that.
We should. Don't watch it right now.
Maybe I can get it on the screen, though.
I don't. Can you?
Let's see.
I'm going to be impressed.
Let's see.
We will see. We've kind of decided that because our Instagram does really well. I feel like we know how to work it really well. We need to figure out YouTube stuff so much more.
Yeah.
Because I've before being on here, I've never ventured much into YouTube. And so we need to figure out how to do a lot of this still.
Let's see if that shows up. I'm trying to figure it out. I want to see if they can see it. But nope. Okay. Well, we won't worry about it.
Okay.
But if you get a chance, and I'll look it up here real quick.
Look up Audi. Is it Audi?
Audi, yeah.
Audi commercial.
Ski. Whoops.
AUDI.
Ski commercial. Yep. First thing.
Okay, let's see. Oh, this one. He's just skiing through.
Yeah, this
trees.
guy. Candide Thove Quattro.
Mm-hmm.
You've never seen this?
No.
Okay, hold up. Let me, it's pretty sweet. Let me put this in the chat box.
Look at you. Look at you. Nice job, babe.
Man, I didn't get the link to the Snoga class.
Oh, that will happen yes, tomorrow. That'll happen tomorrow. Let me find my book.
So I think that's his name.
That's his name?
Yeah, wait, you gotta see this watch 5 seconds of this.
There's no pen.
See, I don't know if this is real, that's the thing.
I bet it is.
You think so?
Yeah.
He's flying.
Destroying his skis.
Yeah.
That would be so scary.
Are you sure this is real?
No, I don't know if that part's real. There's no way. Because he's on flat ground there. No, that's not real.
Are we talking green room stuff here?
Yeah, that's not real.
I bet that was. So I think it's a combination of real and then editing. Really, really good editing.
Okay, let's see.
Alright, anyways.
Cat my man. Yeah, Snoga is happening tomorrow. I will send out all the I'll send out all the messages and links for it tomorrow. I got you. And boom. Write them down. Okay.
Well.
39 minutes?
Yeah.
looks good. Yeah, no questions. If anyone has any questions, concerns, comments about any kind of aches or pains that they're going through right now, now's your time. You have our attention.
Yep.
Otherwise, we will get off. Those hugs. Cute.
So cute.
That's actually one of my favorite emojis.
It's like a big head with little hands.
That's my favorite. Because I think they're supposed to be hugs, but I just see it as like...
Yeah.
So funny.
I guess it would be a little bit higher, huh?
Yeah.
All
okay.
right.
We will see you guys next week. Same time, same place. Probably in Bend. And we'll let you know if we have a theme or not. This theme was apparently female versus male sports.
Women's rights.
Equality.
Yes.
All right, hooligans.
All right, friends. We will see you next week. Look out for that video tomorrow. And then yoga on Wednesday, Snoga on Tuesday, Monday.
Oh, Monday.
Monday, Snoga with Sarah. Yeah, and we'll see you on the flippity flappity.
Bye, guys.
Bye.